Hi everyone, welcome to our PT Plus online lessons. The main topic for this lesson is Retell Lecture, and in particular we're focusing on score criteria breakdown, content, pronunciation, and fluency. So let's give everyone a reminder of what the recording screen looks like. So when you go into the exam, this is what the screen looks like. You'll have the instructions at the top, and you'll have this window here. When you hear the beep, that means it's ready to record, and always record your message or start to record your message within 3 seconds of the beep. Otherwise, you'll get a 0, and we don't want that, right? You'll have around 40 seconds to record your own message, so let's make sure to use at least 20 seconds of it. If you have less than 20 seconds of it, you'll not have enough content score, so the more the better typically. In terms of the score criteria, just like before, we've got a total of 5 for content, we've got 5 for pronunciation, and 5 for fluency. Let's break it down and have a closer look. In terms of content scores, we can see to get a better score, what we need to do is we need to retell all points. We need to talk about characters, aspects, actions, relationships, development, implication, conclusion. So now this is too much usually, and it's pretty hard to get 5 marks for content, so this is not our goal. We don't aim for 5 in content no matter what your goal is. If your goal is to get 90, if your goal is to get 79, if your goal is to get 65, we would never go for 5 points. Instead, we'd look for 4 or 3. So these are the ideal targets for most people. Here, what we want is all key points in the relations and implications and conclusions. So just the key points or most points. Or even if we get 2 for content, if we get only 1 key point, we can still make up the score in terms of pronunciation and fluency. So it doesn't matter if we get just 2 for content, most of our score comes from pronunciation and fluency. So now people might ask, what is a point? Because we can see here that once we get down to 2 and 1, we have things like elements. Shows a basic understanding of several core elements, describes some basic elements, mentions some disjointed elements. So now let's have a look at what elements are compared to what points are. So in this sentence we have, for better or worse, we live in a world profoundly affected by Sigmund Freud, the most famous psychologist ever. So here, if we pick out words like for better or worse, we live in a world, so things that don't really mean as much compared to Sigmund Freud, famous psychologist, which tells us more information about the sentence, will get less marks. So on the left, these things which don't really tell us that much information about the passage compared to the right, things that do tell us important information. So that's elements versus points. Now let's have a look at your 3 keys to fluency. Just like in read aloud, repeat sentence, and describe image, we've got the same keys as before. Firstly, we want to have no hesitation or long pauses. So this means we need to identify the correct places for pausing for a suitable amount of time, and not pausing for too long. The second key is having a steady pace and pronunciation. So maintaining a steady pace with clear pronunciation and maintaining sentence level stress will help to get a better fluency score. The last key, just like before, is smooth rhythm and phrasing. Using the correct phrasing for connected speech, using word and sentence stress to further generate rhythm. In Retell Lecture, we see it as a core. We've got 3 things. So at the middle of it all is note-taking. So apart from the content itself, the way you choose to take notes will affect your ability to talk smoothly and have good fluency. Your template buys you time. It minimizes hesitations, it sets up your own pace, as well as presets of rhythm in your speech. So mastering the template will come a long way in helping to ensure you have a high fluency score. Finally, we've got training. With the correct training of your skills, you can maximize your scores through note-taking and template usage. So, there are also 3 keys to pronunciation. We start off with sound clarity. Having clear vowel and consonant sounds and having clear syllables that are connected is the key to sound clarity. Next, we have word stress, having correct and clear word stress. And finally, we've got sentence level stress. This means stressing words that convey meaning, as well as for function words that don't have meaning, unstressing it. The key to pronunciation in Retell Lecture once again comes in content. The way we pick our notes, our note-taking technique, will affect our ability to bring out our pronunciation skills. Are you being strategic and selective with your notes? Are we taking notes in the right way to maximize our pronunciation? Those are all things that we'll be looking at when we come to note-taking. Your template also helps to lift your pronunciation scores. If you prepare your template well, there's a much better chance you'll get a much higher pronunciation score. And that's something we're going to talk about in detail as well later. So that's it for this lesson. See you again next time on PTE Plus.